Hi guys, there are two parts to this video today. So the first part will be some updates on 11 Holland, followed by a simple announcement for those people who are planning to seek some of my opinion for your own property purchase. So let's just not waste any more time. We'll just dive into the first part. The first one will be just a quick update on 11 Holland. Out of the 80 plus units in total, 48 were sold out very quickly by Propnex. And then the interesting thing is that 7 of them more are going to be launched for tender system. It's not like you first come first serve, so no bother going to rush for it. And the interesting thing is that I think previously in the other 11 Holland video is that we found there was a buyer back in 2017 purchasing the units for a very cheap price at about 600 plus PSF. So if I'm not wrong, this is the one. Apparently, it's an association linked to the original landlord, which is the Fong Thai Association, the one with the crematorium right beside. Is also the other thing interesting that we found according to this article is that this FYT association own the land that 11 and Holland sits on. So very likely is sitting on freehold land, and that will have a little bit of complications which I will not mention right now. For those of you who are curious, you can check with me, but I don't want to mention here. The other thing, the thing that you may want to be a little bit more interested is that this guy is the seller, all right, this association, which is a little bit linked to the original guy, and they purchased 7 units from them previously back in 2017, and now they are releasing it for sale. Okay, so for those of you who are interested, go ahead, go for your submission. You can submit the best price that you can, depending on how desperate you are. But just note now, because after all, they got in at 600 plus. Today are selling at above 1000 PSF, if I'm not wrong. So they got it back in 2017. How long have they been waiting for this opportunity to exit? And then will you be the one for them to exit with, to offload the properties? So does it mean that actually this is the right time to buy, or is it right time to exit? The funny thing is that a lot of people, when they self-proclaimed investors, I would say, they like to see when other people are buying, this is the right time to buy. And then the funny thing is the very same people will come and tell me, hey, Warren Buffett says that the greed, when other people are greedy, that is when you should be fearful. Then when other people are fearful, then you should be greedy. So they can be telling this thing, doing this thing, and then they do the exact opposite when it comes to property. Maybe some of them stocks, they are a little bit you'll be surprised. I've seen quite some people who are literally professional traders on the stock market. But they are some of the most emotional property buyers that I've seen. Recently, I just talked to one. The funny thing is, yeah, obviously he is a bank trader, right? And then I'll expect much more because he comes to me from the perspective that he wants to get a property for investment. But so that was what he wanted, right? But the end result is that he's totally emotional. And then from what I know, he got into something that is very, I would say, a ridiculous buy. But well, I would say good luck to him. Hopefully he really likes the property. But in any cases, good luck to him, because I hope he makes money. Because as long as he makes money, then the rest of us will definitely make a lot more money, because that will mean that the market is on a super bull. But so let's hope all the best for him. I think that will be the greatest thing that will happen to us. So that is pretty much the first part of the video today. So just make sure, if you really want to buy this, do proceed, go ahead. Take in mind the deadline, but also remember, I think this is a very nice place to stay in. Okay, other than the fact that the crematorium, it doesn't affect you. Some of you doesn't look at feng shui or whatever it is. Then go ahead. But because I think cluster house, come on, I mean, how bad can a cluster house be, right? But of course, every other thing, Singaporeans can always find things to complain. But for me, I don't think I'll complain if I'm given a house like this to stay. But in terms of investment wise, there, I think I already said a lot. I'm gonna say again in the other video. So let's proceed to the next part. So the other thing that we have, I have in mind, or rather to share here today, is that I'll be having this IPC, or rather investment personal consultation, for lack of a better word. If you are asking me why is it called IPC, honestly, I didn't spend too much time thinking, oh, how am I gonna name this program? How am I gonna name this thing? Basically, it's just telling you that I'm basically charging a fee for those who are planning to find me for consultation. So reasons for that I will be sharing in a little while. But anyway, why I come up with this, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, and I'm not going to do some fancy, nice graphic design. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to create a fan club over here in this YouTube channel. What I'm doing here is just sharing some of my knowledge. So for those of you who really need help, you can go ahead, come contact me for help, provided please genuine cases. If you're just trying to fish out information, you're not really looking to get a property or something, then please spare us the time. I got a lot of things to handle, so I think please be considerate lah. I think there are a lot of others agents that will love your attention, so please go ahead for them. So anyway, the key of what I'm trying to say is that I don't bother spending too much time on these kind of small little things, because I don't operate from a corporate point of view. I don't like the corporate point of view. I'm very sure a lot of people do agree with me secretly, deep down. You know that, oh, why do you spend so much time meetings after meetings after meetings to design just one piece of graphic, or rather just one stupid little name that doesn't really make sense? So the gist of it is that this thing is for the consultation process. Okay, simple as that. If I want to change this name, I can change it anytime. So it doesn't really matter what name is it. So why is it like this? Because I do have quite a lot of inquiries coming here, asking, fishing for info, basically wasting quite a little bit of time. But if you think about it, before you suggest, hey, why this one is a cheap money, that kind of thing. Come on, you go to the doctor, you kind of tell the doctor your symptoms, and then your doctor kind of tell you, oh, you're diagnosed with this one and maybe flu or something. Are you gonna tell the doctor, no, this is not flu, so I'm gonna want my money back? I don't think that's the thing that most people are doing, right? I mean, if you're that kind of person and you do manage to succeed, good for you. But I would say a large majority, 90 to 99% probably won't be doing that kind of thing. So same goes for a lawyer. And some of the lawyers, you ask them for some advice, they will provide you with a little bit of advice. But if you want more in-depth, something that is more specialized knowledge, definitely you need to engage them. So it's only fair that we get compensated for the knowledge, because a lot, the funny thing is that a lot of people like to take professionals like us for granted, because the amount of time and effort needed to acquire the kind of knowledge and experience that we have today is not for free. But the thing that I really feel that people need to be more considerate about is that at least you need to respect people's time, experience, and knowledge, because it really takes up a lot of effort to get to where we are right now. And then you just come out of nowhere and then just happy go lucky. No lah, this one is just another agent. I mean, if you think like that, then by all means, please unsubscribe from my channel, switch to another channel. I don't need people like you. So I'm not begging you to watch my channel. So you're not the kind of person that I really need here. So go and find your information elsewhere. So same goes for some every year on the Chinese show you have feng shui master telling you this, and then they get paid a huge chunk for it. I'm not asking that. So I'm just gonna let you know that yes, there are some other gurus out there, whether online, offline, whichever it is, they charge consultation fee. But I don't call it a consultation fee. Why? Because I call it a consultation deposit. Why? Because it's actually refundable. Why? This may be quite a big sum. You'll be thinking, oh, so expensive. But you think about it, $2,000, I agree, is not a small sum. But if you make a wrong decision, because recently I just last month alone, I have at least, from I can remember offhand, at least two OTP that were forfeited from developer. And basically people come and tell me that they regret their purchases here and there. And one is like somewhere around this price point. I can't remember the exact price, because some of them they don't tell me the exact unit, and I don't really know the exact unit. But it's around this price point. Assuming it's almost about 3 mil, 1.25 that you forfeit is easily $36,000. 2.3 mil that you forfeit for a resale is easily $23,000. So to spend that $2,000, you're going to learn something that can be really, really useful. And if it really helps that much, you can easily shave off that amount of money, or if you can get into the right decision and make a few $100,000, $2,000 is not a problem to you. But if you would like to scream and save, then I don't think you are the kind of person that I would like to work with anyway in the first place lah. So I think there are other channels. So please feel free to go here. I'm not going to stop you. So it's either you learn, or rather in the first place you learn and then you cut loss. You avoid this kind of losses right from the start in the early stage, or you realize it late, like finding out that after a few years at this point you could have entered back in, like for example, back in 2017, somebody would have entered maybe Seaside, the other person would have entered Reflections Capital Bay, maybe about $3 million quantum. And then this guy would have made maybe this amount of money. The other guy would have maybe lost this kind of money. But to you, maybe think a $400 loss. But if you would have made that right decision to go for something that makes money versus something that you lost about 400 plus thousand, the difference in financial position would have been easily 700, almost $760,000. So what is $2,000, right? Okay. Remember, how are the conditions? Simple. Basically, it is a deposit. If you do want to book a consultation with me, then I will be definitely collecting $2,000 first. But obviously, if in the event that you do make a transaction through me, because ultimately I can make transactions since I hold a license, right? So if I do end up serving you and make a transaction, this money is definitely going to come back to you. So this is not a fee. So some disclaimer before, or people make some noise and complain here and there. I mean, you can want to complain all you want, but I just want to clarify certain things. I don't collect this $2,000 and then make this. This is not intended to be my new business model or something. This is not meant to be a main source of income in this way. It's meant to protect my interest and maybe even my other clients' interest, because by booking a time slot with me, and some people tend to talk like hours and hours on end. So you're basically depriving my time from my other clients, whether new or existing. So I think it's only fair to both me and my other clients that my time is spent more precious. It's more efficiently spent. So to clarify, this is not a new business model to me. Because after all, I already clarified this is a deposit. Okay. In case you're wondering, hey, I'm gonna lose some fan club, I'm gonna lose some people inquiring asking me, I'm fine with that. Because if you are not genuine, then it's fine. I mean, you can easily go and fish your information out there. You want a brochure, you want a floor plan layout, you can easily get it online. You can easily get it anywhere. I don't think you need to find me for those kind of things. So it's strictly for genuine inquiries, especially for people who are not self-entitled, please. You'll be surprised how many people that I've seen that are totally self-entitled. And of course, like I mentioned, there will be a lot of other agents who would be dying to serve these kind of people. I'm not that kind of person. So go ahead, go and find those kind of agents if you are one of these people. And also opportunities, because why these people come to me, ask for information here and there, ask for me, what is a good buy, which need to buy, that kind of thing. And then they go and buy through their friends, go and buy through their own agents, whichever it is. Then in a way you're not respecting the kind of effort and knowledge that I share. Then will it be fair to us? Okay. And then also the other thing is that there are also other gurus and or whether online, offline, again, I'm not gonna mention names, they are charging higher, and theirs is not even refundable in the first place. So I don't think the whatever I'm suggesting here is overboard in that sense. And the funny thing is that I didn't come up with this idea to this is a disclaimer. I didn't come up with this idea. This idea of collecting a consultation deposit or even fee, actually they suggested fee, but I really don't resonate with the fact that I'm going to collect just because you're consulting me for fees. I mean, to consulting me for my knowledge. I'll be happy to share, but I'll be happy to share with somebody who's genuinely who needs it. So that's why I decided to come up with this idea, instead of collecting a consultation fee, I collect a deposit first instead. But I'm really thankful that I have clients like that who support me and also see my worth, and that's why they are the ones that suggested this idea of collecting consultation fee, although I changed it to more of a deposit kind of concept. And I'm also blessed that I already checked with some of my other clients that, hey, actually, if at that point previously, if I've charged a consultation deposit like this, would you have been willing to pay upfront first? And then the encouraging thing is that they acknowledge that because the kind of knowledge that I share with them, they cannot be found elsewhere. So the kind of perspective that I share with them is unique. So they'll be more than glad to pay because they know that theirs is a genuine inquiry and they're gonna stick to me anyway. So they are okay because this money eventually is gonna come back to them. So these are just some of the disclaimers that I share with you first. So why, again, like what I mentioned, I'm not here to feed the info fishers, those people who are fishing for info, this kind of thing, because I really feel that I need to spend my time more efficiently, serve people that really values my time and knowledge a lot more, because everyone has limited time, right? I'm not going to be serving endlessly people that actually don't genuinely need help. So so that I can get more time for people who really need my trusted advice. Okay, so for those of you who really need more clarity in the market and you cannot afford painful losses like what I mentioned earlier, option fees being deducted, or maybe even making a wrong move and then realizing it only after years and years later, realizing hundreds and $1,000s of loss, or maybe even financial position of a lot like 700K, 500K, 400K kind of differences, because that may not mean a lot to you if you have been all along in the higher class tier kind of society. But if you're in the middle income kind of population, then these a few $100,000 is gonna make a lot of difference in your life. So why will you want to expose yourself to that kind of risk when you could have easily make a more rational decision right from the start? Okay, and also for like example, most of my clients, they are professionals in their own field. I will respect them. Some of them are like, recently I just heard quite a good news. One of my clients got promoted to global head of a international company, which I'm happy for him. But they have their specialization of their job, and this monitoring the market is not easy um to do this on a full-time basis. So when I'm around, definitely I'll be the one monitoring the market for them. And also, it's not just looking at the market, looking at the PPI, looking at the master plan, looking at the recent trajectory. You need to be able to piece them together. What are all these data trying to tell you? And that is where my knowledge and perspective comes into play, to piece everything together to give you an idea where to go and where to when and how to exit. Okay. So as I mentioned just now, I have access to a lot of tools. Of course, these are not just all those that I have. These are just some examples. And easily, of course, some other agents can also have it, although they may not be willing to pay for this. There will be other agents that are willing to pay for this. But I think you can see from my previous videos that I am able to provide different perspective, a unique perspective on the market, because generally from what I hear from my clients is that they know that I don't provide a point of view from a typical agent point of view who is just trying to hard sell you. You can find those plenty on the streets. So I don't need to be one of those. But what I'm able to do is that I'm able to see the market from a buyer's point of view, because I am myself is an investor. So I'm not going to tell you that, oh, this property is cheap. Property is never ever cheap. You can ask your akong amma, last time why you never buy landed? Last time landed for only $40,000. You think last time $40,000 is so cheap? To them, it's a lot of money there. So property is never ever cheap. But so if any agent can say, wow, this one is cheap, then I think if you want to follow, I mean, I'm not going to stop you, right? But what I'm able to provide is that I have this objective perspective from a buyer's point of view, or rather investor point of view, because of my ability to piece all these data together. Okay, It's not just looking at this one. Okay, so this is the break-even. So how? But you also have to look at example the market sentiment. Is it a bullish market sentiment? Is it bearish market sentiment? What are the incoming supply? Because you can have places like maybe even Lentor, a lot of supply coming up. So are they gonna try selling with a big margin? I highly doubt so. Were they planning to sell with a big margin for Lentor Modern? Yes, that was the initial plan until the next few plots come out and then they had to tweak their plan. But those people who would have thought that, they could have been selling at 2425 and still a reasonable deal. Then that's why we have people jumping in at 2,500 PSF. And I'm pretty very sure that guy look back, if I hope he's buying because he really loves it. But if you look back and if he happens to be an investor, I'm sorry to say things are not going to be that rosy anymore. Okay. And also to safeguard your financial future, because there are a lot of causes in when it comes to property investment. A lot of times you only look at the gross profit margin, how much is it going to be, but it's not just as simple as that, because at the end of the day, you got all these things coming up, as the ABSD, agent fees, and income tax, maintenance fee, renovation fee, valuation fee, all these kind of things, and also the paperwork behind the scenes. If you are able to calculate all these, well, good for you. But why would you want to do it when you can have somebody that's trusted to do all this for you? And as I mentioned just now, there were people and there will be people are coming in the next few launches that will always end up forfeiting. So will you be the next one that's gonna forfeit and regret your choice? It's really not a cheap outcome to have. Easily is tens of thousands of dollars. So why would you want to risk that kind of money on that? Unless you're telling me, I think it's fine. I will earn millions of dollars. I'm like Cristiano Ronaldo. He's in Singapore right now, right? Is it right now? I'm not very sure about that. I'm not exactly a soccer fan, so I have to keep track. But like a dude is earning hundreds of millions of dollars a year. You tell him to buy a property in Singapore, even ABSD is not gonna hurt him. You can tell him to forfeit option fee, $30,000-$40,000. This guy probably dropped $30,000-$40,000 picking it up is probably a waste of time. Okay. Sounds like Bill Gates, if I remember correctly. I remember there's like some funny things about him. I don't think it's a real life story. I don't think he's the kind of person anyway. But he kind of puts things into perspective. And also this one I feel is the most important. When you have every time you have to worry about the exit and the entry point, that is where I think that will not just disrupt your professional life, your own professional work in your whichever industry it is. It also your family life, because you have no idea exactly when is the right time. Of course, there is no perfect time. Nobody can time the market at the absolute peak, sell it there, and then just buy it at the absolute bottom. Nobody can do that. Let me just clarify again before you think that, some people say, TT, you think what, you crystal ball? Nobody can do that. Okay, I also acknowledge. But what we can do is that we can position our exit near to the top and then position our buying near to the bottom. So that is where I feel that is the main challenge. A lot of people can come to me, hey, TT, what should I buy? I can tell you what to buy. But the problem is, I tell you what to buy, you go and buy yourself, you go and buy through other people or something. But do you know what is the plan behind it? How come I'm telling you to buy this particular unit? How are you going to market this particular unit? Do you have the strategy? Do you have the long-term outlook on how these units actual exit plan is gonna be? Because I do have people doing that. I hear of that a few times, and I'm thinking, in the first place, the unit I'm telling you to buy is not an easy unit to sell. So you're telling the other agent to sell for you. Recently I met I think there was one client. Yeah, I was one client just telling me that his friend he asked, hey, where's your agent? Oh, you collect key. The agent gone, totally gone. So you want the agent to be there for the exit plan. Especially if he brings you to buy something that is loss making, you think he's gonna be there for your exit plan when he pays him. You run away, change whole phone number already. So things like that do happen. But people actually only look at what they have, they can gain in the short term. So I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna say too much about that. So if you are thinking that, or the whatever agent that you're that relative agent or friend agent who is clueless of why you want to buy, but because you tell them you want to buy, so they're gonna buy and execute for you. They have no idea what is the exit plan. So if you ask them what is the right plan, the right time to exit, they will naturally tell you 3 years is the right time to exit. This is what everyone on the street is telling you, right? But this is an example of me telling my client that it is not the right time to exit because I feel there is upside to whichever property that they're holding on right now. So these are just some examples because I strongly don't believe that you should be selling straight away at the 3 year mark upon SSD. In fact, there was one prominent company or website. I just saw like the literally just saw like 10 minutes ago the ad saying that, oh, you should sell right upon the SSD. I'm like, dude, this is obviously such a sales talk, right? So this is also just some example on my clients. They are obviously being well taken care of by me. They don't have to worry about their exit, their entry to the next place. I mean, everyone, they definitely have to worry. It's not like I have the power to make every single decision for them, but I'll be the one to give them a recommendation, and give them more of assurance. In fact, I just met up with one client yesterday. He just told me that he wished that he overthink lesser, but he was also glad that at that point he didn't overthink too much, because he also has a friend that is like overthinking and they end up till now not making a single move. So yep, this is just some track record in case you're wondering. So I know my strengths and my qualities and definitely what I'm worth. So if you are thinking that, oh, he's blowing horn, saying all the in Chinese not cui you or whatever lah, then by all means go and find some other person. I'm not begging you to come and find me for consultation. I'm not trying to be a fan club over here. I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table. So if you are still wondering, doubting, then please go ahead, go and watch my other videos previously. Is whatever, and by the way, whatever I share online is not everything that I know. So a lot of things, quite a lot of things, I would say a large part of it cannot be shared online due to confidentiality purposes, and also certain things that are maybe a little bit geopolitical. So it may not, but all these factor in, all these factors come into play because all these will ultimately affect the macros of properties in the property cycle. So if you're wondering, or everything you can get through my video, so no need to go and come and find me for consultation, then by all means, I'm sorry to say that is not all that I bring to the table. But if you really think so, then by all means, my video is all available for you to watch anytime 24/7. So yep, if you think that's all that you need, then by all means go ahead. I'm glad that you even bothered to spend time to watch through in the first place. So yep, in case you're wondering, some people they charge you consultation fee. They say, hey, this one you don't make money, your problem. So for me, one thing that I'm proud of, because like what I say, I know my strength and I know what I'm worth. I'm able to tell you that as long as you follow exactly what I tell you to get into, then I'm able to give you a guarantee that, hey, whatever, as long as exactly this is the one, and when is it that you're getting in at what price, and next time eventually when I tell you that it's the right time to exit and then you exit, I'm able to give you the guarantee that your investment will be able to make money. Okay, so that's why there's this term and condition apply lah, because then some people will be thinking, hey, then like that, if I need to fire sale, or because I lose job, then I need to sell within half another year from buying. That one not within my control. That one cannot guarantee lah. So these are just some of the caveats that I need to let you know beforehand first. Of course, some of them 3 year mark, they most of the time 3 year for my client, within a 3 year mark, they would have been sitting on quite a few $100,000 of profits. In fact, the one that I just met yesterday easily when was it? He bought maybe around about 1.5 years ago, he's sitting on about 300K profits. I mean, he obviously is happy about it. I'm telling him to not even sell, very likely even at sellers stamp duty, because I feel there is still room to run. But never mind, we'll still monitor the market, because ultimately it really depends on a lot of geopolitical factors, especially when it comes to the macro scale. But I'm able to give that kind of guarantee. And if you are wondering what are the exact more terms and conditions, I'm not going to share everything here. If you want to, then you can contact me, and then I'll share with you a little bit more on in details of what do I mean by this. Okay, so like what I mentioned just now, some people are just thinking, oh, you get the entry unit price time from me, then you can go your own, you can autopilot on your own. It's basically like, I recently I don't know why I'm a little bit obsessed with durian. I'm sorry about it lah. So so I like to use this durian example. So this is for those of you who are wondering, this is unripe durian. This is fully ripe durian, I would suppose. I'm not a durian expert over here, but I'm just using an analogy. And obviously, this is a rotten durian. Why are you using this durian analogy again? Because there are people who, try to get fish info from me, go and buy this, go and buy that. But they conveniently forget that the important thing is that when are you going to exit? It's like people buying maybe GameStop, right? Was GameStop a good stock? Maybe it can be a bad stock. It can be a good stock. It really depends on when you buy and do you manage to exit at the right time. I'm not gonna tell you that, GameStop is an excellent play, that kind of thing. Because I'm by no means a stock market expert, so don't quote me on that. I'm not telling you to go in the GameStop, but ultimately we are doing all these property investment, stock investment, all these are to grow our money. So if the guy managed to get in GameStop at $10, he managed to offload at $200, was it a good investment? Definitely. But today you look at where GameStop is. If that guy managed to get in at $200, come down today is at what? From what I remember is what? It's now the latest that I see is about 20 plus. I don't have any of it as disclaimer, so I'm not vested in GameStop, so I don't really keep track of it. But now it's like 20 plus. So is that the exit plan for you? Definitely, I don't think so. But the real deal actually lies in the exit plan. Okay, so will your property investment, will you be selling it when it's unripe, or will you be selling it when it's ripe, or will you be selling it only when it's rotten? It's like expired already, then you think of selling. It's very important to time it right, especially those of you who are planning to make a few cycles down the road. So, yep, that is all I have for today. If you have any more inquiries about how it's gonna work, then just drop me a text. I'll just share with you very, very, very briefly on that. And then if you're okay with it, we'll proceed. If you're not okay with it, then fine, let's just move on with our life. I'm not gonna be pestering you, telling you to sign up for this, sign up for that. Yeah, like I said, this is not my sales model. I'm not forcing people to buy through me or that kind of thing. I'm just going more for people who appreciate what I do, because ultimately it's not all just about money. It's really about the kind of job fulfillment that I have. For those, yeah, you may think, oh, this is what you say. I mean, whatever you want to think, I'm not gonna stop you. But those people who work with me before, they will know exactly what the kind of person that I am. So they will know what I actually mean. And I don't really care what other people think, as long as those people who matter to me they know what exactly I mean. I think that's more important. So anyway, good luck and all the best for every one of you. And upcoming next few developments, we'll see how it goes, whether I'll continue to do more reviews. And then yep, that's it for we have for today. See you guys. Bye bye.